Elon Musk voluntarily released an insane mood that all his attorneys told him don't do that. When he bought Twitter, he found millions of documents that showed collusion between the White House and Twitter employees on censorship. And instead of kind of burning them or going through them, parsing through them carefully, and he invited Matt Taibbi and Paul Thacker, these great, the last living investigative journalists, and a bunch of other journalists, and he gave him a room and he said, here's all the documents, do whatever you want with them. And his lawyers were just screaming, you can't do that. And, I will always love Elon because he did that. It was such a bold, brazen move. And it was, I asked him why you do that. And he said, look, I grew up in South Africa. I moved here. And I moved here partially because of the First Amendment, because I love the freedom of this country. And he said, I'm a citizen of this country now. I have a lot of money. I could buy houses all over the world. I don't. Everything I own is here. And I want this country to be what it's supposed to be. So it was a very extraordinary conversation. Now let me say this. Elon is censoring stuff all over Europe. Because in Europe now, censorship is just out of control. Mm-hmm. I think they give you a $50 million fine if you write something contrary to official medical recommendations. So if you criticize mRNA vaccines, you pay millions of dollars in fines. So, all the social media companies are buckling under. Mm-hmm. China, you have to buckle under, and Twitter does whatever it's told over there. But in this country, Elon is, at this point, standing up for free speech. And I think that's great. And it's particularly great because, his whole livelihood depends on government contracts. SpaceX is virtually 100% dependent on government contracts. And even Twitter, all the social media companies are tied in with the intelligence agencies. And so what he's done, I think, is particularly courageous. But anyway, because of what he did, which is to release all these documents, and the Missouri Attorney General and Jeff Landry from Louisiana got all these other documents from Facebook and from Instagram and from Google that corroborated that this was happening across the whole landscapes, that the White House was hammering these companies and ordering them to censor. And that's how we know what was happening. Otherwise, we wouldn't know anything about it.